Alright, howdy ladies and gentlemen. We will be wrapping up practice session in just a minute. We want to check some things before we do that. Alright everyone, welcome into today's second round of the Modified Division here at Wilmont Weekly. As you can see, for the track is right now before I reset the state. We had a good amount of rain, so the track is very it's got a little bit of grip in it, but it's very ruddy. So I might have to wear the track in a little bit before we get going. All right, a few things I gotta do here real quick before we get rolling with qualifying. I'm just going to run through this because it's the first time since we have a revised rulebook, and these rules need to be pretty standard for the rest of the races. So tonight we're going to do probably 3 to 5 minute hot lap session before qualifying. I'll have collisions turned off so everyone can get those in, and then I'll turn the collisions back on, and then we'll line up for qualifying. A new rule added from now on for B mains and like subsequent, there will be an alternate starter. So if there will be one alternate starter. So the last place driver in the B main can start in the A main if somebody in the A main does not show up, just so we could get a full feature field. The initial start, we're gonna try this tonight. There's alternate starters everywhere. For initial start, we're gonna try this for the heats. We're probably not using the main event, but race control, that being me, will dictate the start of the race. So when I say green flag, that is when the field starts the race. So all restarts will be the leader controls, but for the initial start, it'll be race control controlling the start. Because you all have been to mess with it, so we're trying it tonight. Yeah, if the leader doesn't listen, then they're going to just get sent to the back. So, you can listen or get penalized. That's on you. We're going to try it for the heats tonight. If it works in the heats, then we'll do it in the feature. And, anyway. Other rule changes. The biggest one is being with LCI, lap car interference. For all drivers tonight, when I say blue flag and I tell you what the blue flag and I tell you who I'm calling the blue flag to, hold your line. If you hold your line, then you will be fine. I am not calling LCIs if you are trying to slide. If you're the car, this is mostly if you hold. Sorry, I'm gulping it. If you are the car that is about to get lapped and you run a consistent line, you hold your line, you're not going to get penalized for it. Obviously, I've been doing that all season. But if you're the car that's on the lead lap and trying to pass, and you're trying to bring out a caution by just running into the lap car when they are holding their line, you can suffer the consequences of that action, because I am not going to call a caution for that. And if there is a caution, then you're going to be the caution car for that. So basically, if you are a lead lap car, do not try to cause cautions by running into a lap car. I've basically been enforcing it this way, but now it's clear in the rule book that do not run into lap cars to bring out cautions, because you will not get that caution. That's pretty much the standard rules. Everything else is standard race hubbubaloo. I'll bring everyone down. I'm gonna set. So he is 6:05 right now. At 6:10, hot laps will end. So we will get the track where he is at that point, and then get started with qualifying. What done? I don't know. I don't really give a shit. All right. Bringing drivers down for. Actually, I'm gonna do dirt settings. Turn collisions off. There we go. All right, lineup for qualifying. Alright, timing board is... Yeah, I'm just kidding stuff right. Timing board is a reset. Racing fan, you're good to go. Eight, two, four, go. Two laps. Once the second lap is over, pull off and turn number 1 into the pit area. Red car go. Alcoa go. Dustin go. Formula go. Ready to go. Austin go. Lucas go. And Glenn go. Done go. Braley go. Boat fight, go. Sabo, go. George, go. And Dill Pickle, go. Okay. Oh, nice. All right. Well, that will conclude qualifying for the evening. Regardless of what happened, Dill Pickle took 3 laps, so his qualifying time has been nullified. Yeah, you took 3. Who's the person that's on this list? All right, order is correct. All right. Getting heat 1 down to the racetrack right now. All right, heat race number 1 on the pole. We have Glenn is outside. Is Subbo. Austin will be P3. With Braley P4, Justin P5, and Dill Pickle will be P6. Yolanda, are you here? Oh, there he is. He is here. How about that? All right, 8 laps the distance. Top 2 drivers go to the feature event. Rest go to the B main. Drivers, are we ready? All right, heat race number 1. Here we go. Pace speed is 35-40. Just keep it reasonable. Down and green flag. Cross flags in the air. There to go. White flag. And caution for lap car interference. Yep. All right. Order at caution is Glenn, Austin, Rayleigh, Subbo, Dill Pickle. Dustin, I'm going to have to ask you to pull off the track because A, you threw a nasty slider, and B, you caused the LCI, so you're 1 lap down, which means you cannot make your position back up no matter what. You'll go automatically to the C main, but you can still make your way to the A. no matter what, you can't make up your spot at all in this race, so no point on having you on the track. And Dustin, that will also be your first incident of the night. So if you get another one, then you will be, or you get 2 more, you'll be done for the night. So just make sure you don't do that much again. He might have already left. Hey, alright, green light checker drivers are ready to go. Top 2 transfer. Make controls restart, fire off with the cones in 3 and in the middle of turn 4. And green flag. White flag. It's going to be Glenn and Austin transferring Dill, Braley and Dill Pickle, then stuff. All right, Heat 2 coming down. On the polls, Bowfly, Dunn will be second, Braden third, George fourth, and I'll go fifth. Top 2 make it to feature. Drivers, are we ready? I'm gonna assume we are ready and hit the countdown. Green flag. We're gonna bring that up. I was about to say green, and as I was starting, you guys just jumped him. Okay, we're gonna try it again. Green flag. White flag. The George Braden, Alcoa, both like done. There we go. P3 on track. There's a redraw for the there's a redraw for the top 6. No dash, just a redraw for the feature. All right, Heat 3 drivers, are you ready? Here we go. Green flag. Halfway. Two to go. White flag. And Formula Racing Fan are the top two. With Red Car third, A24 fourth, and Hunter in fifth. Alright, heats are completed. Just gonna do a little look-see-daisy how the track is. We did not get any. We got a lot of rain last night, so. We will be going to the C main next. So we will get the drivers out for that. Oh, yeah, it's the C main. You guys are the C main. Top two go to the B main. So since Dustin is not here, we only have three for the C. Someone done, Lucas. Last car goes home. Yep. So don't be last. Redraw is after the C main. So the redraw will be next. So we'll do the... So just remember, if you just won your heat, after the C main is completed, we will redraw for the A main before we have our B main. C main drivers, are you ready to go? Going from practicing it in the heat races, at the start of the race will be controlled by the leader from now on for the rest of the night. Nope, basically just do it how you always do it. Initial start will be off the leader, but the leader goes before. If the leader or second place go before the start zone, I will call it back. Alright, here we go, C main. And we're going to call that back. Go across, just drive around. And park it there. And we're do that again. Green flag. Yeah, I know. White flag. Yep, that about went about as the way that I thought it would go. All right. All right. Redraw time. I need. Two, three, four, five. We have 5 of you. Where's the 6th one? Okay. Okay. Oh, there's one. All right. Hold on one second. I just need to make sure we get the. There we go. Glenn, select. Pick a can, any can. And Glenn draws the 4. It's not the 6, but it will. It will do. George Heat Race 2 winners up now. George. You are up now, and he picks number 1. And Formula is up now. Which one will he choose? He's going to take number 2, so the front row has been set. Now we go to Austin. Michelle will be the next selector of the can. Oh, he's looking for number 6, but he got number 5. All right. Go to Mr. Braden to select his can of choice. You take the 6 or the 3, and he takes the 3. And Racing Fan, for posterity's sake, could you please select the last can? And there we go. Racing Fan takes number 6. All right, so that is your mix-up here. And now to the B main. All right, so it'll be Braley on the pole with Velko second. Red Car Aiden will be in 3rd place, with Dill Pickle in 4th. In 5th place will be Vopike with H4B in 6th. And on the final row, Dunn will be on the inside and Hunter will be on the outside. 12 laps the distance, top 4 go to the feature. Drivers, are we ready? All right, here we go. Green flag. And caution. Alright, so non-caution cars. So Braley is the only car that was ahead of the incident. Balcoa was the primary cause of caution, so we'll go to the back. Dunn will be P2 because he was the only one who had made it through there. The accident scene. And then after that, it'll be red car, Bowfike 824, then Lucas and Dill Pickle. $824, you know the caution rules are, it doesn't matter if I say it before the yellow. If you pile into the caution, you're a part of the caution. Lucas, you're behind 824. There we go. Alright. We'll be halfway at the restart. Drivers, are we ready? Alright, here we go. Green flag. And we're going to redo that. There's a lag spike in the back of the field. Done. I already told, if you were listening earlier, you dipshit, I told you we're going back to the old system. If you were paying attention, then you would have heard that. And I told you guys that we were going to try it for the heats, and if it was working, then we would keep it for the rest of the night, but it didn't work in the heats well. Alright, here we go. Green flag halfway. Checkered flag, Braley done. Red car, 824. He wasn't stuck. He literally backed it up, and he didn't run into the cars. I know you're begging for a caution because you were the last car out of the transfer position. But he was out of the racetrack and wasn't going to interfere with anything. And he wasn't actually stuck where he proved 5 seconds later where he backed up out of it. Alright, transfer cars are Braley, Dunn, red car, and 824. Alright, let's check the track state. Not do that. Oh man, it is cowboy up right now. Holy shit. Well, you know what they say. Say horse, ride cowboy. Anyway. Alright, we're getting the A main feature field down here. Alright, feature event starting lineup on the pole. We have George, then we have Formula on his outside. Row 2, we have Asphalt Racer Braden. To his outside, we have Glenn in P number 4. P number 5, we have Austin Mitchell in the number 25. P6, we have Racing Fan in the number 27. Then P7, we have Braley in the number 27. Garden Dunn in 313. P9, we have red car 8 and 22 in the 22R, and then finally we have Best Vibes in the number 45. All right, 30 laps. The distance. As a reminder, leader is control car on the starts and restarts. Do not pass the leader before the start finish line. Go when the car in front of you goes. Basically, it would be 35, though it's more of pick one speed and stay consistent as the leader. As long as the leader is consistently pacing, I don't really care how fast they go. As long as they are not full throttling it. Alright, 30 laps of distance. Track's rutted up a bit. It's gonna be a little all over the place. Drivers, are you ready? Alright, let's get the countdown and get this race underway. And green flag. Rayleigh, blue flag leader behind you. Pick a line and hold it, please. And caution. Alright, leaderboard George, Glenn, Austin, Dunn. Not Austin, Dunn. Austin, then Dunn. Braden, then Red Car, then Formula. Or wait. Yeah. Red Car, 824, then Formula. And then Brayley and Racing Fan, who are both involved in the caution. And they will both be 1 lap down since they were the caution cars, and they were a lap down when the caution was called. Alright, drivers, are you ready for the restart? And we're going to call that off because there's a big crashing back. And oh my god. Racing fan is dead. Just unflip your car already. Alright, take number 2. And then we'll reset. So, there we go. Green flag. Halfway. Formula leader is behind you. Hold your line, please. Red car Aiden, you're lap traffic now. Please hold your line. And caution. Yeah, at best that was a racing incident with Georgian Formula, so Formula will not lose another lap to that. I think he was already lapped down. So George, Glenn, Austin, 824 done, and Raiden are lead lap cars. Racing Fan will get one lap back, so he'll be behind Braden. Racing Fan, you were a lap down before that because of that last caution, so you're back on lead lap now. Yeah, you know the caution where you wrecked and took Braley with you? You were also getting lapped at the same time, so you got lapped and didn't get your lap back. So now you're back on the lead lap. Braley, you are going to be behind a red car and Aiden because you are back to -1 now. And Aiden and Formula will be put back on the lead lap. And there we go. Now that is all correct. So restart will be with 9 laps to go. And let's take a peek at the track. Ooh. Oh boy. Alright, drivers, are we ready to go? And green flag. Five to go. And caution for LCI. George, Glenn, Austin, racing fan, done. Braley back on your lead lap, but we'll be at tail of the field. 824 race car and asphalt racer Braden. Formula will be in one. Did Formula already pull off the track? And he has called the Formula has called it tonight. And all cars. Well, the 22 was already on the lead lap, because he got his lap back during the last caution. Alright, we'll be at 4 to go at the restart. Drivers, are you ready? Alright, here we go. Green flag. And we have a red flag. We have a red flag. We have a red flag on the racetrack. Yeah, so Glenn had a lag spike, and that caused Austin to shoot up the racetrack. Because this wall is so short, it will just be racing fan will be to the back of the field. But if he goes over the wall again, then he's done. Yeah, this backstretch wall is too damn short, so it's the fence. But if you go, okay, let's do this. Wall twice is DNF, but yeah, fence. Sending over the fence. That was the first red flag of the season, though. One car airborne, to be precise. George Glenn, Austin Dunn, then 824 SL Racer, Aiden, Braley, and Racing Fan. Yeah, it'd have to be fence to DNF. You know, I don't know if somebody could go. Racing Fan, how close were you to clearing the fence? Not close? Okay. That's sad. You saw with your own team, of course. Alright, drivers, are you ready? There we go. 4 laps to go on the restart. And we're going to re-rack that because there was a lag spike and a huge stack up in the back of the field. Braley to the rear. Next time you're disqualified. Actually, you know what? You've already done something stupid like that, so that's your second violation. So you're going a lap down. Dude, don't be a retard then. If you want to be retarded, then you can go to the back of the field. I really don't care. Okay, 4 laps to go. Drivers, are you ready? Here we go. Green flag. Caution for whole scene. And Braley, that is too many cautions that you have caused tonight. So you're done for the night. And you will get points for last place because you will be disqualified. Good riddance. Don't care. He really wanted to act, gets to an A main for the first time and then acts like a complete fucking retard. Swear to God. Alright, well, we've had enough of shenaniganry, so we're hopefully can get the last 4 laps under green. Here we go. And green flag. Popsicle sticks in the air. White flag. And what did I expect then?